All right, welcome back to our last of the series of four, um, work from home best practices. This is Mary Pat Kavanaugh. I'm the owner of Strategic Results Marketing, and Strategic Results is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. It is a very exciting year for us, and we knew going into this year that one of the things that we were going to be focusing on this year is sharing our success at creating a corporate culture that is connected when 100% of our team is working from home. We're all virtual, and in fact we're all around the whole entire world. um, we live on various continents, including Europe. I live in Galway, Ireland. I have team members who are in the UK and in throughout Europe, Italy, Eastern Europe. I have a number of team members who are in the United States and living all over the United States. And I have team members who are in the Philippines. And then I have a couple of what we call digital nomads who travel all over. And we never know from week to week where they are camping out, and they still get their work done. So whether you are a digital nomad or you're just working from home, these work from home tips, best practices, are the tools and the tips that we have used to create connectivity, belonging, and a really strong team. We have 12 people that work for us here at Strategic Results, and we weren't always good at this. In fact, I wasn't always good at having team members that felt connected and were able to work with each other. I have been always good at creating a virtual environment. In 2007, if you've been following me for a long time, you might remember our virtual coffee dates. This was when Facebook first launched and went public. And public meaning to opened it up. It used to just be for university students. And then we would do these Skype chats that were our virtual coffee dates. And we had people from all over the world that participated in these, and they were so much fun. And I was just, one of my Facebook, memories was from 2008, for my 40th birthday, when I went to the Boathouse in New York City, in Central Park, and met a handful of these virtual friends that I felt like I was meeting my family, and they were actually just from the virtual coffee dates. So we've been doing this a long time, and we're really good at it. And now it's definitely in our face. It's time to share our success and why we've been successful. That means, what are the specific things that we've done? So far, we have shared technology tips. We have shared how to set up your environment. We have shared how to set up your business and yourself for success. Today, we're going to, or in this video, if you're watching all of these in one day, and yes, I have recorded all of these in one day because I just need to get them out and done. Today we're going to be talking about soft skills, mindset, not just mindset. Some of it's mindset. Some of it's just how you need to be in order to be successful as a work from home practitioner, you might say. So let me see here. I want to go, sorry, I'm shaking the whole entire video here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tips are what I'm going to share now. And these, let's see here. I just need to fix some of my technology on my screen. 5 tips for success. And these are your soft skills, etc. So soft skill number 1, self-management. You really need to be able to manage yourself in this environment. You don't have a boss standing over your shoulder per se, and if you do over there, then that's going to be probably a little uncomfortable. Refer back to the first 3 videos here, because if your environment is set up properly and your technology is set up properly, all of this is going to help you manage yourself better. Like, show up to work at the same time every single day. If you struggle with self-management, then lean into structure. Lean into structure. Structure will help you if you're struggling with managing yourself. So, and structure from how late you stay up at night, because you don't have to get up and shower in the morning to go to work. Make sure that you're keeping these same rules that we keep for our children, use for ourselves. So your bedtime, making sure you get your proper sleep, not sleeping with your devices next to your head, like leave them in the kitchen, plugged in, charging overnight, and use an old-fashioned alarm clock to wake up. And then in the morning, get yourself ready for work. Get yourself fully dressed. Do what you need to do to put on your work face. Make sure you've got your work face on every single day. And then from there, make sure you're managing your social media and your technology, and what are you allowing yourself to be distracted? You're going to have to be more connected to technology. So how do you manage that connectivity with not going down a rabbit hole or having all of your notifications distract you? Turn off your notifications on your phone. I have my phone on vibrate. I don't notice it. My watch, with the haptics, I only have the important things. Like when my phone tells me to breathe, I always pay attention to that. I tend to hold my breath and not breathe properly. So these are some of the things that you can do to manage yourself, reduce the distractions, and really get clear. And the structure of your day is really the #1 strategy to manage yourself. So do that. Next thing is communication skills. If you're not good at it, get good at it. Communication is essential. Communication through the written word, and very quickly take your texts, your chats into a video or a phone call. And I prefer video because you can see the person and you don't lose that nonverbal communication that happens from body language. Super, super important when you're communicating to read all of it. And if you're unsure, talk about it. Talk about and do it in a way that is kind. Like, show up with a kind heart. Show up even on those rough days, believing that the other person is just trying to do their best. These are 2 attitudes, you might say, mindset shifts that really help success when you're working from home and you don't have that, popping into somebody's office to sort something out. So communication, super important, and elevate it to a phone call, to a video conference very quickly. If there's anything unclear, you go more than like 2 messages back and forth and you're not understanding, then stop texting and start calling or get on a video chat. We do video chat all the time. Google Hangout, Google Chat, super, super easy to just click right in your email and now you're on a video call or a phone call. So, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything no matter where you're working. So even WhatsApp, these are most places outside of the United States have data plans still. And so it matters how you're using up your data, especially when you're working from home. But some of these WhatsApp and Facebook messaging and stuff, these don't take any of your data. They're part of the social media free options. So use them and use them wisely. The next is attitude. It's all about attitude. And here's a whole bunch of subsets here on attitude. Stay positive, always, again. And showing up with a kind heart is hard to do on some days, but so absolutely necessary. If you see your heart starting to like close up, open up your body. My daughter hates when I tell her to do this. She's like, no, you will feel so vulnerable. But it's so important to meet somebody where they're at belly to belly, just show up. And if you are far apart from that person, visualize showing up belly to belly. We do this on our team all the time. Like, we are in the room together. We are linking arms together when we work together, and we feel it. We feel that. And you need to have that when you're working from home to stay connected to your team. Stay connected. That's the second one. As humans, we need connectivity and belonging. Super, super important. And absolutely necessary. Do not throw that away just because you've gone virtual. In fact, prioritize it even more because you are virtual. Next, always work as if your boss is around. This is my favorite tip that somebody on my team wrote. 2 people actually wrote something similar to this, but the always work as if your boss is around. Do your best even when no one is watching. I was listening to the radio this morning, and there was some comment about, do what you do, even when no one is around. This is who you really are. So be who you really are. Be that person that you love when nobody's around. That is so imperative here. Next is be grateful for your ability to work from home. You might be resenting it right now, but be grateful. Switch that, flip it. Recognize that this is a luxury and it's not accessible to everybody. There are some people who can't work from home. Our nurses on the front line, that's a difficult place. My daughter is a nurse in a psych hospital. Right now, that is a really difficult place. That's a difficult environment. People are anxious. People are fearful. People don't know how to manage this. People don't have the skills. If you are somebody that is getting the opportunity to work from home, that is getting the opportunity to be closer to your family, consider it as such. Be grateful. Especially if it's difficult, find one thing to be grateful for about all of it. That will help plant the seed for you to be grateful for more things. The next tip here, we talked about communication skills. We talked a whole bunch about attitude. The next one is consistency. I talked about this with best practices for setting up your home office, but consistency, a daily routine, is essential for someone to feel successful, and it increases productivity. Lots and lots of science around that, and it will avoid you feeling scattered. We've talked about a number of different tips that all relate to this, but consistency is it. Consistency and structure. Do things the same way every single day. Go to bed at night, get up in the early. Your body will thank you for it. Maybe take some vitamin D if you're being locked in your house, if you're living in a rainy place like I am. I mean, that's going down a whole nother road that I could talk for a long time about. And it's not the purpose here, but there's my little extraneous 2 cents. Lastly, treat working at home like you're working in an office. The same way. Do it the same way. Be kind to others and create the water cooler experience. We talked on another video about showing up to meetings early, a couple minutes early, so you could just kibitz, so you could share what's happening. We spend a few minutes at the beginning of all of our team meetings right now talking about what's happening in the different places around the world, talking about what's happening in Manila, talking about what's happening in Eastern Europe, talking about what's happening in Utah and in California and in all of these different places, because we're all experiencing similar fearful, anxious times. And what is it looking like in different places? And how is that directly affecting you? What's happening in your household? Some schools have shut down and have a plan. A lot of schools have shut down and are scrambling to figure out a plan. The parents, we're kind of stuck in the middle. What do we do with our kids? Be connected, stay connected, show up for work because you're showing up for work, even though it's in your own home, and be grateful for that opportunity. So working from home can be really fabulous. Thank you for the time. Please share, share this video with others if you feel like they need to hear this. Share your thoughts, ideas, comments. Is there something that I didn't touch on? Something that you find works for you? I think that all of us sharing our great ideas together is half the battle here. And then also limit your time. Give yourself time to process. Give yourself permission to be fearful, and then do something and move yourself forward anyhow. We're all going to get through this. It's going to be better on the other side of it someday, maybe a long time someday. But we will all be better for it. And let's stay connected. Let's prioritize that connectivity. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you on the next round.